So grade 7, once again, we have started the reading comprehension, Lil deGrasse Tyson, speaking about space exploration. We have mentioned that Curiosity is a robot hover which has already been sent into Mars in order to collect data. That's it, Curiosity. Yes, Abdullah?
When does the quiz start?
Once again, boys, all of your quizzes from now on will start 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. So you can have access to your quiz anytime in this between 4 and 11. Okay?
Okay.
So, Neil deGrasse, he has already been speaking about how the space exploration is very expensive, that a single private institution will not be able to achieve it alone. That's why we need just to follow up with some governmental institution, because unfortunately no single institution will have the ability to continue funding their space projects. Paragraph number 5, Paris Al-Doyen. Can you read, please?
Okay, so from paragraph 6, right?
5.
Okay. So I see private enterprise and as a fundamental part of creating a space industry, but there will be the frontier.
Continue.
When curiosity touches down, will that be enough to inspire young people to go to the STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and
Teacher. Sorry, I'm late.
Never mind.
and to get the American people behind a manned mission to Mars?
So that's great. So number 1, deGrasse has been already continuing to speak about that he has already seen private enterprises and institutions as a fundamental part of creating space industry. Fundamental means a main or a cornerstone part in order to create the space industry for all of our universe. But always there will be the frontier targeting beyond that. He says, when curiosity
Teacher,
touches down, yes,
please, I have a question.
yes,
The
please.
quiz is from 4 to 11. Yani I join anytime.
Yes, you can join anytime. That's the quizzes in front of you. And as I said, not only language arts, but all of the quizzes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so from now on, all of your quizzes are gonna be
So
from
every
4.
single subject of our quizzes start from this time.
Yes, exactly. So he says, when curiosity touches down, will that be enough to inspire young people to go into the STEM field? There are some schools, boys, they are called STEM schools. In those schools, they concentrate on 4 most important subjects to be taught. Number 1, science. Number 2, technology. Number 3, engineering. And number 4, mathematics. That's a branch of the schools which exists nearly
Teacher,
each country in our planet.
teacher,
Yes,
the quiz in the 11 p.m. night.
Nawaf, I have said million times. All the quizzes will be from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m.
فور العصر.
So you can just join anytime. So after school finishes, you can start revision, pray, have a shower, revise a little, eat your lunch, and then join for the quiz. You can join at 4, 5, 6, 7, but maximum for you, join at 10. Maximum, join at 10. so that you have time to do the quiz. Okay? Maximum.
So teacher, in the quiz there will be a class we join.
No.
We do it by ourselves.
Yes, you just go to Placera. You will find here
And
something that is called the quizzes, exams and the quizzes. You will find it, it will appear at 4 p.m. You just click on it and you just access it. Very easy. Paragraph number 6.
me
Fahd
teacher.
Saoud. Abdulaziz after him. Abdulaziz number 7. Fahd Saoud, do you have a mic? Okay, Abdulaziz. Paragraph number 6.
Anything NASA does in space that has never been done before drums up interest in science. Images from the Hubble telescope, the Spirit and Opportunity rovers, broadcasts from the International Space Station. Anything NASA does accomplishes this.
What do we mean by the Hubble telescope? Do you know the Hubble telescope, boys?
Kind of telescope.
Yeah, it's a kind of telescope. That's Hubble telescope. This telescope, it's like just a major camera that we have sent out into space. See these beautiful photos? These photos were taken by this telescope. Of course, each one of this is like a galaxy containing millions and billions of planets, solar systems. So just imagine how wide is our universe. So all of these beautiful images were taken by this telescope. It's called Hubble. So of course that's called SEDIM. That's a collection of gas inside one of the galaxies. Okay, each one of them containing its own solar system, millions of solar systems, billions of planets. We're speaking about how wide is our universe, and that's considered to be a type also of a space exploration. So anything NASA does in space that has never been done before drums up interest in science. Come on, just imagine by only looking at those photos. Come on, billions of planets, billions of galaxies. Our universe is very far. What can we learn from that? It's very awesome. So, images that come from the Hubble telescope, the Spirit and Opportunity rovers, broadcasts from International Space Station. Anything NASA does accomplish this, which is drawing an interest in space science. Also, whether that's enough to get humans to Mars, I don't think so. Why? Curiosity is cheap compared to sending humans out of low Earth orbit. Why? Can anyone imagine and tell me why do we think that?
Because
Sending a robot.
curiosity does not need any food.
Nice.
It does not need any water. Does not have
Bravo.
daily activities. It would not die. Maybe it would get cut off by Wi-Fi, but no, I think there's the satellite. يعني it's much more cheap because humans is very hard because you can just send a package to Mars like that.
Excellent, yeah, bravo. So simply, guys, by sending a robot, the robot it has its own solar power, which he can withdraw power from the sun. It's pretty easy. So he doesn't need any electricity or electrical source. All he does, or all he needs, is just the panels. Let's but while sending people into the outer planet, you're speaking about how you are gonna send them with food, water, providing them with shelter, providing them with all necessary materials for them to survive. That's why it's cheaper to send a robot. A different kind also of understanding of the value of sending humans into space needs to be had before that happens. I don't think curiosity is a stepping stone to that because you're comparing between two different things. Curiosity is just a robot, but sending humans is totally different. Are the barriers to sending humans to Mars political approved or not? Saleh, can you read? Saleh, we cannot hear you. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Try to log out and log in again. Faris Luay, can you read? Boys, can you hear me?
Yeah, teacher, we can hear you.
Hear you.
Okay. Faris Luay, Saleh, Rashid.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Saleh. Read, please. Paragraph number 8.
No, it's an understanding that the public does not yet have of the role of NASA as a flywheel of innovation, influencing not only direct spin-offs but also the culture itself. When you feel that you are part of an innovation nation, you think inno,
Innovatively.
innovatively, no matter your field.
Bravo, nice, very good. So what do you mean by this?
Answer.
Yes?
Because when you go there you cannot feel the innovation. You feel like it's because it's an
answer.
understanding from NASA
Nice.
flywheel. Sorry.
Hey, Iyad.
Yes, ma. It's not political yet. The public did not give NASA the role of the flywheel innovation, like to be is the thing that not everyone is innovated, I think,
Okay.
and NASA is not innovating enough to make it political.
Nice. So simply we're speaking about it's not an understanding that the public doesn't yet have of the role of NASA as a flywheel of innovation. Innovation like making something new, influencing not only the direct spin-offs, but also the culture itself. So simply, we're speaking about how what is NASA is doing right now is affecting the culture of America itself. Not only America, but also all people around our planet. Because simply, when you feel that you are a part of something great, something new your nation is doing it, you simply think in a new way, no matter your field is. That's why when we studied the last two reading comprehension, we have mentioned that in order to make space exploration good, you need writers, you need painters, professors, you need all type of people to join you in your conquest so that you can finally achieve your goal, right?
Yes.
Great. And paragraph number 9.
Can I read Iyad Bukhari?
Yeah.
Okay. You start thinking that's the science fiction story you just read or movie you just saw is maybe in reach. Maybe it's possible. It's possible. For example, in the movie Prometheus, they have these flying spheres that go up and down caves and use laser tomography to map their structures. We don't have that, but that's really cool, and I can imagine having that. Like,
Wait,
continue.
no, no, stop. So in paragraph 9, we're speaking about when you start thinking that the science fiction stories that you have already once read, those science fiction stories are just read or movie, just show, it may be in reach. So you think that by seeing some movie, oh, come on, it's just a movie. No, guys, those movies, they have a very, very wide impact in our real life. For example, we have a movie called Prometheus. In this movie, they have these flying spheres that go up and down caves and use laser tomography to map their structure. All of these devices, they are new to our technology, yet they can be done. We don't have that now, yet that's really cool if we can imagine having them. So all of our ideas, all of our life, they just start by imagining. Once we start imagining, we will have the ability to do what? To create. So first we imagine, then we start
Then we
creating.
have
Bravo. In paragraph 10, نواف العماج, Abdullah al-Bayth,
Teacher, can I read?
yes.
Yes, teacher.
Abdullah number 10 and Rashid number 11.
That idea might inspire me to try and create it instead of just sitting back and saying, oh, that's the future and it will probably never happen. Now let me go back and watch Snooki.
Rashid,
Hello.
yeah, 11.
I'm certain that once that flywheel is set onto motion and the discoveries of NASA became writ large and the newspapers, that people will come to understand that innovates the science uh, and technology brought to you by the force nature we call NASA are the engineers of 21st century economies. It's an investment, not a handout.
Nice, bravo, excellent. So simply, Tyson here still insists of how, by doing that space exploration, we're just giving ourselves the idea beyond seeing our frontiers to be innovative, to have everything that we can dream of. And of course, NASA must contribute in this, not only the private businesses, but NASA also. What's going on, or what is it going to mean to the human race if we land on Mars? A very important question. Muhammad Abdulaziz,
yes, yes.
number 12.
Here's the problem. I don't know how old are you, but I'm guessing you were born after we landed on the moon. Now, given the fact, I'm guessing that there is no single event in your life that is positive where you say, I remember where I was at the moment is there.
The answer is no. So, Neil here is trying to trigger our interest. How? He's saying that no matter how old are you, I think you have already been born after we have already landed on the moon. So just imagine if we could land on Mars. In the future, you're gonna say, I remember this moment. At this moment, I was watching that everything was being broadcast on the screen, and we were watching. I remember the launch of the rocket itself. So you will become like enthusiastic about the topic. So in this paragraph, Neil is trying to trigger our interest about space exploration. محمد القحطاني. Muhammad Saidan, still have a problem in your mic. Muhammad Wasim. Al Faisal. Come on, boys. Ali.
Can I read Iyad Bukhari? I was reading by myself.
Okay, Iyad, you can read paragraph number 13.
Okay. I have the benefit of being able to say I know where I was when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. You don't have it. You don't have the moment. That moment. We have bred multiple generations of people who have not experienced knowing where you are the moment a news story broke. That news story being great and grand and something that elevates society instead of diminishes it. If we land on Mars, you'll know where you were the day that happened. Landing on Mars expands the space frontier, and that makes headlines.
Nice, bravo, bravo, bravo. So what do you mean by this?
Meh. Can I answer?
Yes.
It's saying, talking about you did not have that feeling. You weren't there when Armstrong landed on the moon.
Yep.
It innovated society. It innovated the society. It made
Excellent.
the society like grow. He studied the moon. They saw the moon that did not have anything, but that it had some materials, but it شو اسمه it made the society more confident to travel to other places.
Nice, Iyad, bravo. Excellent. Faris Doyan. Faris Al Doyan.
Teacher, can I read?
Yes. So simply, before you read, just I'm going to say something about paragraph 13. In paragraph 13 here, we're still speaking about that Neil himself is trying Neil deGrasse Tyson. Tyson, not Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong, he was the first man to walk on the moon. So, right in this way you were speaking about, Tyson was there when Armstrong walked on the moon. That's why he's super proud of it. And he just needs to trigger our interests about the same idea that people can have a moment that they can precious for the rest of their life. Read Faris, boldly going.
So, boldly going where hundreds have gone before does not make headlines. If you make headlines, that what simulates STEM interest. You won't need a program to excite people to get into the sciences. You won't need tribes to keep your factories stateside because you will be innovating at pace when you're making products that the rest of the world hasn't figured out how to make yet.
Bravo, excellent. Very, very good. So in this paragraph, he speaks about how doing something that other people have done before, it's not interesting. Yet in STEM schools, those schools which will provide you with the needed knowledge knowledge in order to become an astronomer. In those schools, we need you to go where other people haven't gone before. That what triggers our interest. In paragraph 15, when an industry matures, it means it's not advancing. And of course, the job, my mouse died. And of course, the job go overseas. That's the obligation of the multinational corporation to put the factory where we can make the widget as cheap as possible. Do not get angry when a corporation does that. We have all put into this concept. We live in a capitalistic society. That's how it works. Also, you do not complain. You say, let's innovate, discover. So we can make things that other countries can't. All of that is possible when you have a healthy NASA exploring the cosmos, all of that. So simply, again, he refers to the same idea. Once you have the most powerful governmental institution in space exploration, NASA, is providing you with its knowledge and cooperating with you, everything else is going to be possible. All the private businesses will be able to do that, and we ourselves will also be able to achieve the mission. We have only two questions. In Neil deGrasse Tyson opinion, in his opinion, who can best lead the exploration of frontiers? Who can answer this question?
Um, who can best lead?
Yes. Who can best lead exploration of frontiers?
NASA.
NASA can do that. So the governmental institution. Then number two, what rule does deGrasse Tyson see for private companies? Azam. What is the rule of the private companies? Abdulaziz, Abdullah, Nawaf, Ali. Come on, guys. Do not sleep.
Teacher, the private companies just more could help NASA and the government explore space because they cannot do that by themselves.
Exactly. So simply, number one, to speak about who can best lead exploration for the frontiers, they are the governmental institution. And number two, what does decrease? I hate this. I really hate.
Teacher, this is page what?
That's page. Just a second, because my flag,
Okay, take it.
my laptop lagged. I'm sorry.
No problem.
That's page 207 in question
Okay.
number one.
207?
Yeah, you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, 207. So for number one, in Neil deGrasse Tyson's opinion, who can best lead the space exploration and exploring of the frontiers? The answer is the government. And for number two, What rule does deGrasse see
Teacher,
for private companies?
uh,
So private enterprise can help to create a space.
teacher, I just wrote to help the government.
Yes, the government alone is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Please write the answers. Finished? Finished the grade 7? Upload that to Placera.
Teacher, can you give me a moment, please?
Yeah, take your time. That's the answer. And that's the page. 207. Come on, guys, we need to see a video. Finish the Faris?
4 words left.
Okay. And by the way, we say 4 words are left.
Teacher, I'm done.
Okay, that's great. Let's go here and write here Hubble. That's curiosity.
The terrain around the Curiosity rover is beginning to look very different. The rover has driven over 16 miles since landing in Gale Crater in 2012. This view is from 1,500 feet above our landing site. We're climbing the side of Mount Sharp, a very tall mountain in the center of the crater. All of this dark material is Martian sand that's made up of broken bits of volcanic rock. Can you see the ripples that were shaped by the wind? We had to drive around this massive sand sheet as we climbed Mount Sharp. Look how clear the air is. That's because it's winter when there's less dust in the atmosphere. You can see all the way to the rim of Gale Crater, which is about 20 miles away. We spent the last several years investigating clay-rich rocks that formed in lakes. But now we're entering a region where rocks are filled with salty minerals called sulfates. These minerals form in drier conditions, so we think this area might show us how the ancient Martian climate was changing. We're starting to see lots of very cool knobbly textured rocks like these. We think these veins and nodules were created by groundwater. Here we recently drilled our 30-second sample of the mission. By studying the chemicals and minerals in this rock, we can learn how the ancient environment was changing as we go from the clay region into the sulfate region. And these hills are different from anything we've seen on the lower mountain. They're rounded, unlike the ridges and mesas we've seen before. Now let's look ahead to where we're going. We'll soon be entering a narrow valley that should make for some amazing images. On the left is Rafael Navarro Mountain, named after one of the mission's scientists who passed away in January of 2021. This nearby hill is huge. It's about the size of a 4-story building. This changing terrain is more than just fun to look at. It can teach us how Mars lost its water over time. How long did conditions that were favorable to life last? We're looking forward to finding out.
That's why NASA must cooperate with other private businesses in order to achieve exploring the frontier. Any questions so far, grade 7?
Teacher, me, I have a question.
Yes, please.
In Mars, they said that the rock is found like there is salt on the rocks of Mars.
Yes.
Yeah, so they meant that the rocks on Mars contain salt, because I didn't understand the meaning.
Okay, so simply, if we come to the rocks here, you will find out that these rocks in front of you right now, all of these rocks, once ago, they were made out of clay. That's the dark matter of
Clay?
organic dust. Yeah, clay. Do you know clay? Like silt.
Yes,
But
صلصال
because
الرغيف.
of a geographical feature and changes in the climate, they started to adapt over millions of years until we have these rocks in front of us. So all of these rocks in
So
front of us right now, they are made out of sulfate, which is something like close to salt. Okay, that's a substance close to salt. But
so
the dark matter here in front of you, that's the volcanic dust that has already been blown by wind. And there are some shapes referring to the direction of the wind. So the wind comes from this place to the other one. Okay?
Thank you. Yes.
So by that we can just study how this planet lost its water, because all of that area in front of us, it has once been under the water, and then it has already lost its water. So we need now to know where did the water go and how did the rocks end up like this, so that we can understand this planet if a chance may happen for us to live on it. Any questions so far? Any question, grade 7? Regarding the quiz, you have the last dog, and you have pages 195, 166, 21, 22, 23, 24. Are there any pages that we did not cover? Any pages in the weekly plan we did not cover?
I will check now.
21, 22, 23, 24, we have covered. 195, we have covered. And 166, we have also covered.
Yeah, for the teacher in the weekly plan for Sunday, the first period is 204, the page 204, about
No,
9.
I'm not speaking about the period. I'm speaking about the quiz on the second page.
Oh, okay.
We have writing coach all in one, pages 195, 166, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And from my perspective, you have reading comprehension, the last done.
Yes.
Any question about anything?
No.
Okay, boys, enjoy your day, and the quiz will start at 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. See you tomorrow.